If you are watching this video, it means that either you have seen a Killer Queen arcade cabinet in your arcade and want to play, you have heard that a Killer Queen arcade cabinet is coming to your arcade, or you have gotten very bored on YouTube. Either way, welcome to How to Play Killer Queen, presented by Updown. Killer Queen is a 5 versus 5 competitive arcade game played on two cabinets, where either cabinet, the blue cabinet and the gold cabinet, will play against each other. The playfield is rather complicated, however it does not scroll to the side or move up or down. Because of the features of the game field, the best place to start is by looking at what you have on the screen. The first thing you'll notice is pink and purple berries throughout the screen in piles. Then we have the gates. There are two types of gates in the playfield. The bottom three are called warrior gates. The top gates are called speed gates. There is a snail at the bottom of the screen and two goals marked both blue and gold. The hive at the top is the circles that are black at the beginning of the game, and the eggs at the top start off with 2 when you begin the game, and all become very important in the 3 ways to win the game. What makes this game unique is that there are 3 different ways that a team can win Killer Queen. For each way to win, there is a strategy and a counter strategy that keeps the game endlessly entertaining. The first way to win is the economic victory. This is achieved by having drones take the berries at the bottom of the screen and hop Mario style up the screen to place those berries in the hive and fill in all of the black circles with pink and purple berries. The second way to win the game is to ride the incredibly slow snail to either side of the field, depending on which team you are in. The gold team will ride it to the right, the blue team will ride it to the left. A military victory is achieved by killing the opposing team's queen 3 times. At the beginning of the game, a queen will hatch out of the first of 3 eggs and leave 2 eggs remaining. Each time the queen is killed, she will respawn from one of the eggs up above, and when a queen is killed and there are no more eggs at the top, meaning the queen has been killed 3 times, a military victory is achieved. So let's go ahead and meet the players in the game. The first is the queen. The queen is controlled by the center joystick on either cabinet. Both the blue team and the gold queen have a queen. The queen has 3 basic functions in Killer Queen. The first is to stay alive, because if the queen is killed 3 times, the game is over. The second is to attack, because the queen is able to kill any drone, warrior, or the opposing team's queen. The third goal and role of the queen is to control the gates. The gates located throughout the playfield start off as white. When the blue queen flies through a gate, the gate turns blue. This means only the blue team can use the gate. If the gold queen then flies through a blue gate, the gate turns to gold, and only the gold team can use that gate. Whichever queen has flown through the gate last controls the gate. Now, we talked about how if the queen is killed 3 times, the game is over, so let's talk about how kills work. It's very similar to the game Joust. If you've ever played Joust, you know that whoever is highest when 2 players collide wins the encounter. So, in this case, if the gold queen and the blue queen run into each other, the gold queen would win because the gold queen is slightly higher. Likewise, the blue queen would win in this scenario because the blue queen is slightly higher. The exception to this rule is any player that strikes another player from behind gets the win. So in this case, even though the blue queen is lower, the blue queen would win because she has attacked the gold queen from behind. A military victory is achieved when the queen is killed 3 times, reducing those number of eggs down to 0. Once the eggs are no longer there and the queen is killed, a military victory is achieved. Now let's talk about the other 4 joysticks on the cabinet. These are the drones. There are 4 drones on either team. They each look slightly different and each have their own name. If you look at the cabinet that you're playing on, you will find a picture of the drone that you represent right there in front of you. Drones work very similar to the original Mario Brothers game. They have a jump feature. The one button in front of you will allow you to jump from one level to the next. Based on how long you hold the jump button, the higher you will jump. This allows you to achieve economic victories. A drone is also the only player that is able to ride the snail and achieve a snail victory. The other facet of a drone is that it can become a warrior. When a drone wants to become a warrior, he needs to grab a berry and go to a warrior gate. This will work if the warrior gate is either white or if your queen has turned the gate to the color of your team. You sit in this gate for a matter of seconds while holding a berry, and you turn your drone into a warrior. A warrior then can fly rather than jump. A warrior can kill the queen, can kill drones, can kill other warriors in the same way that the queens can kill each other. However, the difference is that when a drone becomes a warrior, they can no longer grab berries to take to the hive, and they can no longer ride the snail. They become a purely military character at that point. Now, a warrior can still be killed by the opposing team's queen or by another team's warrior if they collide, and the new warrior is the lower of the two players, and in that case, the warrior will become a drone again and respawn at the top. The berries throughout the playfield can also be taken to the speed gates at the top, assuming they are either white or the color of your team. This will make your drone extremely fast. It will allow them to jump faster when trying to achieve an economic victory. It will allow them to ride the snail and make the snail even faster. And if a fast drone were to take a berry into a warrior gate, they would become an extremely fast warrior. So the speed will help you with the economic victory and the snail victory, as well as becoming a super fast warrior. So now that we've discussed how the game works, let's talk a little bit about how to play the social game of Killer Queen. There are a lot of people playing Killer Queen at any given time, so it's always best to go to either cabinet and find an open controller. In this case, the gold cabinet has an open controller. You can see that the open character is the gold abs drone. You would simply walk up and push the button, which will light up your character on the cabinet and will also make your character appear on screen. It is also good form to toss a few tokens into the center pile to pay for your game and allow the fun to continue. Basic etiquette. When playing Killer Queen, play a few rounds and have fun. Learn how to play the game. Be friendly to those around you. This is a very social game. Most of the people who play are very, very friendly and want to meet you as well. Have good time with it. Number 3, rotate out if others want to play. Play a few games. Get yourself in 5 or 6, and then back away if anybody else is willing to play, and let them take a turn. While you're there, introduce yourself to other players. This is a community. We look to build a scene, and we want you to introduce yourself to other people so as that you can enjoy playing Killer Queen, pick up on tips, and learn how to be a better player. Plug into the scene. There are local tournaments and league nights in cities around the country. Plug into your local scene and be part of the community so as that you can have more fun playing Killer Queen and getting even better at the game. And finally, take the opportunity to teach others. If you see a group of 3 people walk up to one cabinet while no one is on the other side, you can assume that they've never played Killer Queen before. Take the opportunity to teach them what you've learned in this video and what you've learned by playing, and make the game even more fun. Once again, thank you for watching How to Play Killer Queen, sponsored by Up Down Arcade Bar in Kansas City, Des Moines, and Minneapolis. We look forward to seeing you playing Killer Queen when visiting one of our fine cities or when we visit you around the country.